Kumar. I'm an emergency physician here in the United States. And I'm here, of course, with Dr. Pramod Tripathi, who is at the helm of the Freedom from Diabetes program. He has singularly focused on creating a diabetes-free society for the last 8 years now, although not just singularly, he's also doing, of course, now reversing chronic kidney disease, lifestyle management, so many other things. Dr. Pramod, after finishing his MBBS from BJ Medical College, he obtained a professional diploma in diabetes management and completed many other courses, advanced yoga and Ayurveda, Brahma Vidya, dream therapy, NLP, Vipassana, and more. A man who has done many things. He ranks among the top influential leaders in the field of holistic health and stress management. And also, to me personally, Dr. Pramod, so fantastic and inspirational to see a doctor being a doctor in the truest sense of the word. So thank you for that. Today, the inspiration for today, for everybody, so you know, is I was at a conference just last month, just a few weeks ago. It's called the Plant-Based Prevention of Disease. And there was a nephrologist here from the United States who presented and on chronic kidney disease. And he asked 3 questions. Can we reverse chronic kidney disease? Can we stop it from progressing? And number 3, can we slow it down? And to number 1, can we reverse it? He said, no. Can we stop it from getting worse? No, he said. Can we slow the rate of it worsening? He said, yes, we can slow the rate. The first thing that went off was my conversation with Dr. Pramod in May of last year, I believe it was, or no, May earlier this year, in which he said, and now we're working on CKD management and reversal. And I said, I have to have this conversation and I have to present this to the nephrologist. So Dr. Pramod, I'll let you take it from here. Thank you for your time and for bringing on your guests who have, I believe, reversed their CKD. Let's hear about it.
Great. Thanks, Dr. Anup. And yes, it's always exciting to not only share freedom from medications, but freedom or reversal of complications, because the relief that participants get from an eye problem or a kidney problem or a heart block or a neuropathy is like, I find, a mini nuclear explosion in their body and the family, and the blessings flow maybe 10x to us rather than when just a medicine stops. Also, for the audience, I want to clarify that there's already a research paper published by us a couple of years ago on 306 kidney patients who have reversed their creatinine and microalbumin. And today, I'm delighted to have 3 participants. Actually, 4 were planned, but 3 have been able to make it in the time that we have. Oh, we've got the 4th one also. Sumalatha ji has also joined in. So we've got a wonderful mix of people from mid-30s to early 70s with maybe less than 5 years of diabetes to more than 25 years of diabetes, who have had a coming down of creat into completely normal zone. And all of them have been above 1.2, 1.3 creat, going up to 1.8 creat. So all those who are watching the show right now, doctors, nephrologists, diabetics, skeptics, plant-based nutritionists, positive people, just be in touch with the data the way it comes your way. So let me share the summary of the 4 of them. And then I think, Anup, you would love to maybe interact with each one of them. We'll start with the most challenging case first, and then we will kind of move into other cases. So we have the most challenging case, which has kind of reversed a 1.77 creat into a 0.9 zone, is Mr. Ramachandran Santosh from Puducherry. Just 57 years, but diabetes, just see. Diabetes is a very long one, almost 26 years, with insulin for 6 years, became free of insulin a year back. Hypertension was almost for 20 years, became free of hypertension medicines a year back. Weight loss of 15 kgs has happened. HbA1c has come down from 7.1 to 6.2. And this is the critical part, which everyone is going to feel a joy in connecting with, not only the number details over here, but also the details which come in terms of the sharing that happens. Okay. I would also take the opportunity to introduce all the others quickly, and then we kind of maybe focus on them one by one. Next, we have Sumalatha, again from down south of India, Bengaluru. She's a housewife, diabetic, just 2 years. And this is very shocking that even with just 2 years diabetes, creatinine can be 1.3. So it's not that a long-standing diabetic only experiences the damaged kidney. Even with 2 years of diabetes, it can happen. And in heart disease, also, it's been very clearly mentioned that before you get a diabetes, 5 or 10 years before getting diabetes, your heart blockages because of high insulin levels and inflammations have already begun, and very clear research is on that. And she's like a testimony for that. 73 kgs coming down, maybe 10% in terms of her weight. And look at this whopping 11 HbA1c coming down to 5.6. So we'll invite her next into this very, very interesting Samvad. It's so heartwarming to see something like this happening.
Absolutely.
Okay, we will be moving from there to the third participant, and that is again a young man from Mumbai, Prashant, but who had entered the triple digit weight, 100 plus kgs, who's very happy now that he's in the 80s with HbA1c coming down from 7.1 to 5.5. And look at this, creat hitting 1.8, nearing 2. And we all know once it starts crossing 5 and 6, dialysis starts. He's come into a completely safe zone, senior divisional manager in Mumbai, 2013 diabetic. So around 9 years of diabetes, free this year only, hypertension since 2 years and free of hypertension medication also. And that brings me to the so-called maybe the youngest man today, and that is Rajnath Chopra.
Let me jump in very quick, Dr. Pramod, just to explain to the audience. So the creatinine change is so significant because that creatinine is telling us how well the kidney is filtering, essentially. The creatinine is a marker that tells us how well your kidney is able to take in the blood from the body, filter out the toxins we don't want, return the electrolytes and the substances that we do want in the body. So how well does that filter? If it's up beyond 1, it varies from person to person, but above 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.1, this starts to suggest there is some decreased filtration. So in these cases, when you're getting 1.1, 1.3, even 1.8, that's very significant, even though it doesn't seem like that much of a difference. And like Dr. Pramod said, once you get into 4, 5, 6, now the amount of toxins in the blood are so high that they cause change in mental status. The electrolytes can cause the heart to stop. All kinds of conditions can happen. And that's why we do dialysis, because dialysis functions as an artificial kidney, as an external kidney. So to say that we can actually take some kind of injury or damage to the kidney that is chronic, not acute, but that is chronic, and reverse that even from 1.3 to 0.8 is tremendous in terms of what it signifies in terms of the problems that we have avoided. Okay, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks for bringing in that medical aspect, Dr. Anup. And yes, for males, we prefer the creat to remain below 1, and for females below 0.8. That's our internal standard after a lot of meta-analysis we feel is appropriate. So with people who are above 70 years, of course, there's a little bit more discount of going up to 1.2. So Rajnath ji was in that particular age bracket. He's retired, diabetic, again, not very long. He's like just 4 years. Medicines he stopped for a year. Hypertension has been longer, 6 years, 7 years of hypertension. He's become free for that for a year. But look at this. Creat is like completely safe zone. It's like jumping like a boy, and we're going to be able to connect with him in this whole communication. 65 kgs to 60, not much of weight loss, but 6.4 to 5.6 HbA1c. So these are the 4 people who have joined us today, and I'm very, very happy that they are with us. Just a quick summary of all of them is in this particular slide. Prashant from Mumbai, Ramachandran from Puducherry, Sumalatha from Bangalore, and Rajnath from Noida. All across the country, different age groups, 40s, 50s, 30s, and 70s. So, Anup, the floor is open for us to invite each person and share qualitatively.
Fantastic.
These are the numbers. Qualitatively, what is happening in their life, in their body, in their family life, in their communication, in their confidence, in their energy levels. And that is going to be very interesting for the audience to actually hear from the horse's mouth.
Yes, exactly. So forgive me if I don't get the whole name correctly because I'm going by the names here on Zoom. So
R. Santosh. Yeah,
I will
we'll
just
call
go.
R.
So,
Santosh.
Mr. R. Santosh, if we can start, I would love to hear, and for each person, I would love to hear two things. One is, what was that process for you? You know, how did you make that reversal? Number one, and number two, as Dr. Pramod said, what was the change in your life? You know, like what was it like? How you were living before, and what is it like living now for you and the people around you? So the process and your own experience of it.
Great.
The
Janvi
process, I have been diabetic for last so many years, for almost 3 decades, you can say. So it was, I was a very active person actually. I went engaged in sports and other activities, but the energy levels were always used to be very fluctuating. When I went through this course, my energy levels went very high and became very steady. I mean, there was no drop in energy levels at any point in the day.
So, Santosh, if your energy level was, let's say, 10 at the beginning of the course, at the steady level, was it like 20 or 15 or 50 or 40? What was it like?
It must be around 25.
So
25 and
half
the
times.
N was coming down. N was again coming minus 25, but now it is steady at 25.
Oh,
That is a very good thing actually.
So you have moved from minus 25 to plus 25.
Yes.
Great.
And the food, the medicines, it went on going on increasing. Then first medicines with the higher dose of medicine, then insulin. That this insulin pricking was a headache for me. That has got stopped with a big relief. And this creatinine.
Total insulin units, how much were you taking?
Then I was taking around 25, 30 units.
30 units. And just for everyone's information, and Dr. Anup, usually, a human adult needs around 35 to 40 units of insulin. In general, if the insulin resistance is optimal. So if R. Santosh was taking around 25, 30 units from outside and his insulin was stopped, okay, which means he was making an equivalent amount also from inside.
Yeah, my insulin levels in the blood were 50 units in the test itself. That has come down.
In the test it was 50 units, which should ideally be 5 units.
Yeah, it has come down now. It is
now it's come down into the good zone. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great.
So other than the diabetic medicines, probably I could not get it free, but I'm really happy actually. The creatinine and the weight loss, everything. Now I'm more active. I play daily 2 games of tennis, 2 sets of tennis. I can play with younger fellows and I beat them also. That is a big achievement for me.
If I come, we'll have to play.
They are really surprised that this fellow, the old fellow, comes and beats us just like that.
Who says old? I just don't like that word. 57 years young. Anup, we've also got one more, Raghu in Bangalore. He's 50. He's beating all the 25-year youngs in Taekwondo champions, state level Taekwondo championship. And he was also higher creat, but his creat was not like 1.3. It was like 1.1, 1.1 is normal. Anyway, so good to see that fitness coming in, Santosh. Please go ahead.
Then all the diet, your energy, this drink, herbal drinks, whatever it is, that helped me like anything. They improved my overall, the body. I feel very energetic and what else to say? I'm totally happy and my family members are also happy. They are also relieved. My wife also is a doctor. She has also tried her best to get it reduced, but she failed. Of course, she's a gynecologist, so but her support was always there.
What was the reaction? I mean, overall reaction of your wife after seeing the results?
Oh, she is really surprised. They were initially, as the doctors here, they were a little bit skeptical. Oh, I don't think you would be able to get out of insulin. But once I showed the results, she is very happy.
Nice.
So, Mr. Santosh, did you join the Freedom from Diabetes program, and as a side effect, your creatinine improved, or did you do some separate protocol specifically for your creatinine?
No, I didn't do any steps separate. I just followed their instructions only.
Okay. Okay.
The product.
So that's interesting. So Dr. Pramod, that brings a question to me. Are there certain kinds of people with CKD that respond to the Freedom from Diabetes protocol? Are there certain markers that say, yes, this person is likely to respond? And number two, is there anything different you do with people who have high creatinine?
Yes, their diets, okay, exercise regimes are tweaked based on their age, gender, and creat levels. There are renal diet 1, renal diet 2, renal diet 3 protocols, which the diet experts know. And then they adapt their diet regime. Diet is very, very important that it's adapted. Exercise also is important for blood circulation and all that, but it has a lot more parameters just beyond the kidney parameters to be looked at in terms of age, gender, comfort, etc. So there's a team which works, a dedicated diet expert, exercise expert, they work, and a doctor also. All three of them work together, and creatinine like measured every month, typically till they normalize. Okay, and every month the diet is tweaked, exercises are tweaked, as is comfortable and as is giving results. So that's how it works. So that's regard the process part. In terms of response as to who will respond more, who will respond less, I think we really need to do a lot more research on that. We are sitting on top of a lot of results right now.
Yeah.
A lot of results. Like recently, I shared a results of remission data at the Golden Jubilee Conference in Chennai, Research Society of Diabetes India. And they were like, so much result, like 54% remission in less than 10 years of diabetes. Remission means like below a 6.5 HbA1c for 3 months without medications. So freedom rate was like 70-75%.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we need to do more. I mean, I need to really, and that question's triggering thought inside me to go back to the research team and look at who got more results, who got less results, because we are seeing on an average, between 35 to 45, 35 to 40% people with kidney problems normalizing the creat.
Wow.
Sometimes a little less, coming to 30%, sometimes go to 45, but average 35-40% in both males and females. Others also benefit, they come down, but they don't normalize. Today we have all 4 people who have normalized the creat.
Wow.
But we need more work on this, to be very honest. I don't have it on my tips of my fingers. Okay, these people will respond more and these will respond less.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Santosh. I think let's have Sumalatha join in. And Santosh, as we were discussing off the camera, with 26 years of diabetes, with the insulin that you had, and you're so young, you're just 57. Easily the life gets, I mean, the quality of life also, and the number of years, once the kidney normalizes now, 20-25 years, boom, enjoy them. We want you to live 100, okay? And really have fun in life going further.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santosh. You can feel your emotions and really are very, very grateful that you joined and you implemented the whole regime. Good wishes. Okay, let's invite Sumalatha ji. Let's invite Sumalatha ji onto the camera now. She's a younger housewife from Mumbai, just 33 years young. Hey, Sumalatha, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good. Thank you. How are you, sir?
Excellent. It's great to have you on.
Sir. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for coming on. I'd love to hear, same from you. What was your experience before and your experience after going through this program? And what was the process like actually going through the program?
I can say it is an excellent program, which just changed my lifestyle of even with the diet and exercise. I can see a lot of improvement in my body and mind also, I can say. And I was like got this disease in 2015, 6 to 7 years back. One kidney got shrunken and I'm living with one kidney, and I got some infection because of some stones, and they had some stunt in that, and I got some laser lithotripsy done, and then I just recently got before 2 years I got this diabetes when in this pandemic time when COVID starts. in that, maybe I can say some stress or something. So I got this diabetics. And then I was like, for 1 year, I was for myself, I was maintaining some diet, and I was like that only. Then my husband come to know about this FFT and promotes it. He checked with Google, and then we thought of registering over here and taking the program. And after that, it is like super excellent. I can say that. So I followed this diet properly, and some of the exercises I can do and some of I was not able to do. And because of that diet suggestions and doctor consultation, everything, I was like some vitamin deficiencies, and also they given some medications for that also. And I have been taking the medications from, I can say it is glycomide GP 2 mg or some 20 mg, or I think I don't remember the mg. Nowadays, I am taking glycogen GP 0.5, I can say. It is reduced a lot, the medication, this one. But I'm not at, went with the free of medication, but it is reduced a lot, I can see that.
So it's kind of come to 25% from 2 milligram to 0.5 milligram.
Yeah, that's true.
So good, you're not free of medication. Our Santosh is not free of medication, is free of insulin, but you lost some weight. One interesting thing is stress. From a energy work, because we love to work on energy and motivation, and also understanding the human body in terms of certain emotions may be residing more in certain body organs also. There are some empirical evidences, there are some machines which do some diagnosis and all that. So fear, interestingly, kind of sits more into the kidneys, the way anger sits more into the liver. Okay, again, there are energy field related scans which do some connections over here, which the regular medical field may not agree as of now, and it's okay. But in Sumalatha ji, I'm getting that kind of a feel. Was there anxiety, worry, kind of energy when you got diabetes 2 years back? And
yeah, I was so depressed that at the early age only I got this diabetics and all. So after that, you were this videos and all, after watching and after taking that meditation sessions and all, like it just helped me a lot. I can say that I really personally want to meet you once and thank you for making these changes. Really, it is needed for everyone. I think whoever is really needed this one, this type of program is really appreciable. I can say that.
So, Dr. Anup, and for everyone, we have almost a 3-month period within the 1-year program where there's a 15-minute journaling, 15-minute meditation. Okay, and that there's a little clearing to be done from childhood to young adulthood to middle adulthood to late adulthood, and then some mindfulness, then some optimism and pessimism work. Different people take it on differently. Everyone doesn't follow 100%, but there are significant people who like doing it and they benefit when they do it. So I guess that's what has stayed with you. Nice, Sumalatha. Great.
Yeah, quick question for you is that you had mentioned kidney infection, kidney stone, and stent. And you mentioned you had, I think one kidney had shrunk. Was that the infection, stone, stent, was that in the good kidney, the one that was functioning, or in the shrunken kidney?
No, in the shrunken kidney only.
In the shrunken kidney. So so it was as a result of that, maybe that the creatinine got worse?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Got it. So all the more important for that creatinine to be functioning well, so critical.
But this was 5 years back, right?
7 years
back.
In 2015.
Yeah.
So after the stent was done in 2015, 6-7 years back, did the creat come to normal?
Yeah, actually it was normal. After getting this diabetics, I think it has increased, and then after this diet and everything, it has got reduced.
Correct.
Okay.
Because of the diet, I can say. It's very nice.
Enjoy. Good to see you smiling, Sumalatha, and good wishes to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. We'll go to
I'd like
Prashant.
to thank you from bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Sumalatha. It's a joy for us to see amazing results online, people following across the world, 90 countries. We're not getting to meet them. People are craving to connect and meet, and it's really joy to see all these changes. Just amazing. Thanks. Keep going. Let's invite Prashant very quickly. I think we saw his slide. I'm just showing it one more time. In Mumbai base, more than 100 kgs coming to 80, and one point drop in creat. Okay. And HbA1c coming to 5.5. He's free of diabetes medication and hypertension medication both. Over to you, Prashant and Anup.
Hello, Prashant. Good to see you. Please share with us your experience of going through the program and what it was like before and after, with how you felt and how your family and just your quality of life.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Let me first use this opportunity to thank Dr. Pramod Tripathi and the wonderful organization Freedom from Diabetes. Like it was the day I heard something called as reversal of diabetes. So it was something catchy in my life, being a pre-diabetic for almost 8 to 9 years, and then probably, something, that word reversing of diabetes was very much influential. Okay. And I really felt like whether it's really possible. Okay. So I attended one of his session. Okay. I was really zapped to hear about the things what he narrated into that particular session. And fortunately for me, basically, it was just a blessing. Okay. Joining the organization FFD. And prior to joining the FFD, being a part of a health industry, I knew the readings, okay, of the blood reports, what I was going through, okay, being a diabetic, okay, they were not up to the mark, and someday or other it is going to lead me into some consequential damages, like it is about to come, okay. So as I was also trying some a bit of a research on my own with the diabetes, and I knew it was going to get adverse someday, okay, and the energy levels were definitely not up to the mark, okay, to what extent it is today. Like I am really blessed to be part of FFDA, and it was great to follow the protocols, basically, being imbibed into the organization, the all the protocols, inclusive of the renal diets. It was unbelievable. I had 8 renal stones, okay, a renal calculus, okay, before coming into FFD, and following the diet charts and the renal diet and the vegan diets, okay, and especially you can say uh, the green smoothie, okay, although it was like something which I had to be on less of a protein, being onto like the renal diet, but definitely it was a great detoxifier in my life. All the 8 calculi got flushed off on its own, okay. So and then the miracles started happening in life, like uh, the weight loss was complementary. Like it was never imaginable, it kept on happening on its own. All I was trying to, moderate my readings, my hypertension and my diabetes levels, okay. And definitely the entire FFD team, I would like to thank them, basically, like Dr. Pramod Tripathi and the other doctors, Surbi, and the other diet experts, and the entire crew, basically, who has been a lot supportive in terms of being in constant touch and communicating, the necessities what are being required by all the candidates, okay. And yeah, it has been a fantastic journey, basically, all throughout, dropping the HB1Cs from somewhere on from 7 to 5.2, and then again the creatine from 1.8 to 0.9, okay. So there's remarkable things happened in life. I don't imagine things, what I would have ended up into, spending thousands of rupees on that medications what I used to have, okay, without uprooting the real cause of it, okay. So it was really a blessing for me being a part of, and I'm proud to be called as an FFTN. Okay, so it's really a great happening in my life. What has happened being associated with FFT?
Thanks,
So that's
thanks,
all my
thanks.
time.
So many times, thanks, and your good energies reach us in this short talk. Thank you, Prashant, for following. So again, in this case, also the calculus has been creating back pressure and raising the kidney parameters. Interesting. Yeah, go ahead, Anup.
So that's one thing I wanted to ask you, Dr. Pramod, is when you see the reversal, do you have a feel for, and I know this is minutia, so maybe not, but do you have a feel for what the underlying pathophysiology is that you're reversing? Is it back pressure? Is it build up on the arterioles? Is it, what is it that is actually getting reversed that is causing the creatinine to reverse? And any specificity yet on that?
No, in the case of Prashant, let's see. The calculus, renal calculus were there for how long inside your system?
So maybe 6-8 months or more than that, maybe. It got identified only when the pain started. Okay. When I went for a abdomen pelvis sonography, a UAG report. Okay, it was just like a treasure hunt. Okay, she showed me 8 calculus actually. Okay, so I was surprised to see like how can I have so many calculus in my body, which was actually I had a swelling on my left kidney also. Okay, and the things changed surprisingly after I joined FFT.
Correct. And hypertension was also there for 2 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I had an hypertension also.
And your medicines have been stopped?
Medicines have been stopped, totally gone away, sir.
And you've done 24 Surya Namaskaras?
No, see, some parts I observe and some parts I'm not able to, really religiously follow it. But I do believe into your anti-gravity activities. That's a remarkable thing.
Cycling or something?
Cycling and regular walk. That is always been a part of my regimes.
Okay, great. Well, I was just inquiring a little bit more just to get a upgrade, because if you look at a case like R. Santosh, there's no history of renal calculi over there. It's a 26-year pure, diabetes built up and the damage at a microscopic level done in the arterioles and the nephrons and other places. Okay, and we are not actually highlighted the microalbumin scores. I can pull it out from the software and check if the microalbumin scores were X and if they've gone down also. Now, what I've inherently seen is the healing that happens, reversal that happens. There's a lot of complexity involved in it. Like Sumalatha, yes, she had now calculus almost 6 years back, for which a stent has already been put. Okay, so that cannot be attributed as the only cause for a creat to rise. It was diabetic nephropathy also, an early stage. Okay, maybe sometimes with overweight, which is a case for both of them, like maybe a lot more weight inside the body than what their height is. There would be the efficiency of the organ itself getting compromised. Like simple, a heart who has to pump blood for a 70 kg person, the person becomes 100 kgs, your BP is going to rise by 40%. So there could be some relief coming just with weight loss, because the kidney doesn't have to filter so much. The pressure goes off. There would be some relief coming out of, like in Prashant's case is very clear. There were calculus which went off, and that back pressure which was making the kidney not function that efficiently, that has let off because his creat was 1.8. Look, try and understand. It's a 1.8 creat. So definitely there was not so much of a structural damage in the kidney, but just a below optimal functioning of the kidney with the calculus and overweight. Okay, so but if you look at a person like Santosh, there would be more structural damage which is reversed, okay, in his particular kidneys. So it's that's how it is in terms of and at times we search for one thing as a cause or a solution also for an effect that might have happened. And usually I always come back and relearn the same fundamental. It's a system. You need to work on the entire system and, ensure that the nutrients and the blood circulation and the weight and the heart functioning, everything is kind of normalizing with an appropriate diet exercise regime that is possible for them to implement. There are enough number of people who do 24 Surya Namaskara, 108 Surya Namaskaras, 10-kilometer running, 25-kilometer cycling also. And they benefit amazingly from that because the overall system becomes more and more vibrant.
Yeah.
Very, very vibrant. And a vibrant system which is flowing with great blood and nutrients and energy is going to be definitely a healed system. So the attempt for all of them is to move that system which is a little bit more acidic, which is more sluggish, maybe more overweight, there's more insulin resistance, there's more blood pressure happening. Okay, it's a little bit more grosser to becoming a little bit more subtler at a gross body level. And then there's a lot of mind work happening, exercise work happening, diet work happening, and overall we see the changes happening because creatinine is just a marker of kidney efficiency. Okay, we've not done the biopsy of, let's say, Santosh before the program and after the program to actually see whether structurally there's been a change over there. But it would be complex in terms of the effect overall in the kidneys and around it.
I think this is such an important point because, when we say that X disease cannot be reversed, whatever the disease is, it's based on our current treatment protocols. It's not an absolute statement. The statement that a disease can be cured or not cured is always relative to our current knowledge and our current protocols. So what Dr. Pramod is talking about now is looking at the human system in a different way to begin with, meaning the vision of what a human being is different. I mean, he said something I think very important, just moving from the gross to the subtle, which, in allopathic medicine really doesn't mean anything. So what is he saying? But, the gross system is looking at the human system as strictly just a body, essentially, right? So then your interventions are going to be body-based. And now when we look at, for example, plant-based disease reversal, it's a great step. We're still looking at it primarily biomedically, though, right? So we're saying from a biomedical perspective, the nutrients that we're putting in are different. They're less likely to build up atherosclerotic plaque on the vessels, and therefore there's improvement in disease, for example, which is true. And that is a direction we need to move in. However, there's much more than that. When we talk about the human being as a subtle system, as Dr. Pramod said, there is the mind, there's our intention, there are hopes, there are dreams, there are fears, there's our anger, there's our memories, there's our experiences. There are generations of experiences coming into us. And to just ignore that in our treatment protocol, I think is really a philosophical position. It's not a scientific position. So a program like this and all kinds of programs that address the human being completely, if you take that kind of protocol, now we cannot really say whether we can reverse or we cannot reverse until we implement that protocol, which is why I think we're seeing such success. And that's where the science is behind it. So I look forward to when we present this, we'll also include the link to your study that shows all the protocols as well.
Sure. Thanks. So, I think let's move to the youngest man with us today, Rajnath Chopra ji from Noida. I'm sure he's bubbling with energy to come online. And again, 4 years of diabetes and maybe 7-8 years of hypertension. And this 1.32 surely would be a product of hypertension. Also, in fact, hypertension is a greater cause of kidney damage than diabetes in general. And when they both come together, it's a double whammy, So there would be microscopic structural level changes with age. Okay, with age, with hypertension, which is around 7-8 years of age, of duration, and diabetes, and this going off, that going off, little weight loss, HbA1c improving, we see a transformation in this young man. And where is Rajnath ji? Can you come online now? We're waiting for you. Yes, Rajnath ji, come on online. We can see you in the back stage. I think there was some issue with the audio of Rajnathji not being kind of heard. But let's see what is the progress on that front. Can you just put Rajnathji on the spotlight, Janvi, and let's see what happens. Let people at least see his smiling face to begin with. Right now, maybe a little stressed with the audio not coming through. Rajnathji, can you hear us? Okay, you are trying to communicate, but we are not able to hear. Oh my God. So
that's okay. Maybe you can. I don't know if I know you deal with thousands of people, but maybe you can recount something of his story if you're able to.
He's joining through the phone. Is the message I'm getting.
Okay.
Just to kind of explain everyone, I have personally not done a single medical consultation with any one of them. I don't know their histories till today. Okay. Today, before the show, half an hour before, I did my preparation by getting the data from everyone and knowing, because we've got a 200-member team, a team of 35 doctors and equivalent diet experts, and half of them exercise experts. So they work. My job over here at an organization level is about researching, training, inspiring, and motivating. I don't do the work of a typical doctor, which I did for a long time over here. But then I realized that there are people who are better than me at that. I'm just MBBS. There are doctors who are more qualified than me with greater clinical experience. And my whole inclination is to keep studying the system. And I would love to share a story till we kind of get Rajnathji onto the call, if possible. Otherwise, Janvi, what you could also do is send me his phone number. I'll give him an audio call from my phone and keep him on speaker so that people can hear while they see the video moving on the other side. That's one more turnaround, or jugaad as we call it in India. We'll do that. Okay. But this story is significant for all those who are in the backstage right now, together, who are going to watch the show right now, who are going to watch the show later. I think Rajnathji is here.
Anji, yes, sir. I'm hearable now.
Yes, you're audible.
Achha, sir, audible video. Okay, sir.
Come, Rajnathji, on the camera now. We'll take you on the camera.
Now, first of all, I will like to share that I am Rajesh Nath Chopra, not Rajnath Chopra.
Sorry.
Because Rajnathsinh is our defense minister. So Dr. Sahab has upgraded me like that.
No, your name is very much here, Rajesh Nath Chopra in the slide. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Other thing is this. This is the diabetes was our family history.
Okay.
And everybody was so frightened in the sense with the name of the diabetes. They always say you have to take the medicine throughout the life. So I was very against the medicines because I am the follower of Art of Living, Gurudev, and sometime I take Ayurvedic medicines, but I was of the firm belief because my father was also doctor, so he had clarified me कि भाई ये, I think Dr. Pramod will not mind my words, or he has told me कि भाई you avoid the allopathic medicine. So that was in my mind. With that background, other thing which I had when I filled my biodata in the submitting my application for FFD, so I had inadvertently mentioned 2018 diabetes. Actually, I was suffering since 2012. So my reversal has been done more than 10 years, but I was not, disclosing that I am suffering from diabetes. I was so frightened. That was my case. Okay. Now this was my history. Now what happened? मुझे कैसे लाभ हुआ, क्या फायदा हुआ, मैं उसके ऊपर बात करता हूँ अब जो है। तो ये देखिए जो मेरा फोटो आ रहा है इसमें पुराना देख के मैं देख रहा हूँ जो मैंने भेजा है। I am frightened to see this photograph कि मेरी ये हालत थी जब मैंने ये एप्लीकेशन भरी थी। और अभी आप जरा मेरा फोटो आ रहा है आपके सामने अभी?
हाँ जी, we can see।
अब देखिए, अब मेरा क्या है, मेरी अगर मैं ये कैप हटा देता हूँ तब तो मेरा एज हो जाता है ज्यादा, और अभी मैं ये कैप लगा लेता हूँ तो आप देखिए कि मेरा एज जो है, अभी मुझे क्या हो गया कि लोग मुझे मानते नहीं है कि आप रिटायर्ड हो, और आपको 12-13 साल रिटायर हुए हो गए हैं आफ्टर दिस कोर्स।
Oh.
और दूसरा क्या हो रहा है?
Rajesh
दूसरा,
Nathji, I'll have to just repeat this in English for the benefit of the global audience who may not be
okay,
able
sir,
to follow
okay,
Hindi.
okay.
So,
Now what
Rajesh,
happened?
yes,
Okay,
please.
sir, okay. Now what happened after this course? Ki the people around me don't believe that I am a retired person. And when I tell them that I have been retired since last 12 years, so they don't believe. Only then I have to show like this. Then they agree, oh yes, you may be retired. This is the change. Okay. Next, even myself is doubtful on my father and mother whether they have written my date of birth wrong in my school, because energy level has, I mean to say, raised in such a way. Now I am comfortably, I'm telling you very frankly, which is my experience.
Please.
I am very comfortably working, say 14, 15, 16, even 16 hours.
My
Or
God.
sometimes I have to just say, I went to Australia, England, other countries. I have to, full night I can work there. No problem.
What are you working so much, sir?
Sir, I am working, I am a singer, devotional singer,
Wow.
and art of living teacher.
Wow.
And my son is in, I mean to say, education business. I am their chief advisor and the consultant also. I am fully involved in all these activities, and my energy level has increased like anything. Or what, as about Dr. Pramod, I will, from my core of heart, I will like to tell, it's your inspiration. Though I was follower of Puj Gurudev, your inspiration in the sense, the things you have told us. First of all, you told us you cleaning of the cleaning process in the morning. And then I feel up to 70 years, nobody could tell me how to brush the teeth, how to clean your mouth, how to clean your ears. And that is so effective. I am now telling everybody we were even not aware how to do the cleaning process. Then second most important point, which I appreciate, Dr. Pramod told us the posture of the body. And the simple exercise, stand around this wall and keep your, this I mean to say, vertebra straight. And in the morning, when you brush the teeth, apna ye toes you can close, and different. These 2-3 points have changed. Those daily which were feeling the hair, this side pain, everything has gone.
My God.
And, now there are, another thing is this. Now my wife is sitting by side. Sometimes when I compel her ki, let us move, let us go there, let us not go for Europe tour. So then say that I will first tell in Hindi what she says, या Punjabi, then I will translate in English. So she says, तू तो जवान हो गया है. You have become young. So अब मैंने कहा भाई complain to Dr. Pramod, क्या you have become young? Why are you telling me? So this I have. अच्छा, now बीच में मिठाई का तो बड़ा आराम हो गया. मिठाई जो है कभी गोंद का लड्डू, anything, बीच में 1-2 टुकड़ा मिठाई भी चल रहा है बड़े आराम से. और सबसे बड़ी, the biggest thing is this, कि Dr. Pramod has rightly said, now I don't worry about the numbers. I simply see whether my body is working or not, and whether I am able to do my job perfectly or not. My singing appreciation amongst my followers have increased like anything. I play harmonium sometimes when now I wish to come to Pune and stay there for a full-time course. Then I will meet everybody, and there are a number of things which then other important point, discipline. Discipline in the life has increased like anything, because the course was formulated in such a way. The doctors here heard us. We were not aware even what is creatinine, what is this H1BC. I didn't know anything. Though I was at a very senior position in the bank, I was, I mean to say, entire head of the Andhra Pradesh. For 3-4 years, I stayed on this big post. But I was never aware about this thing. Because due to my, I mean to say, dar jise keh lijiye, I never went for medical checkup. because I thought that whenever I will go to this allopathy doctors, they will say that this, as we take our old car or even new car, you take to any mechanic and you say that please check my car, he will check the car. He will say everything is right, sir. There is some noise in the engine, and then he will say, okay, I will change these 2-3 things, then you will be okay. Brand new car you take, you will tell them that this is some sound is coming, so he will found some trouble there. He will never say that you are okay. The same case I thought that whenever I will go to the doctor or for any test, they will say, okay, Mr. Chopra, it's all right, but these are the few things for which you are suffering. And then they will say, now you have to take the medicine for the entire life. So that was my, I mean to say, but
amazing.
I have no words to tell how this, I cannot believe how it happened. So I don't want to take much time because my wife is saying from that side, no, because she is very, उनको डर है कि कहीं इनको नजर ना लग जाए अगर इतना
Oh, so sweet. प्रणाम माता जी को प्रणाम. चोपड़ा माता जी जहां पर भी बैठी हैं. Thank you very much.
Okay, Doctor Sir, and all the team, your exercise person, dietitian, doctors, though I don't remember their names at the moment, but some, and the other thing, this chance, I never requested anybody that I want to talk personally to Dr. Pramod, but I am so happy that my name, Acha, one thing I'll add more, whenever I was hearing the persons, they were telling the experience in the beginning, so I thought that they people have been taught and they are speaking something like that. So then I thought that if I will talk to Dr. Pramod and try to talk to him and want to tell him that I want to say, so I will also come in their category. But I am now today, after this 2 years, I think 2 years have passed, I have completed the course, and all of a sudden I have received a call like you have to talk with Dr. Pramod. I was so happy, and now I think my energy will increase more. So I have said many things, but you have given me so much time, and I have tried to express myself. Thank you very much to everybody, and now I wish to rejoin it for another year or so that I may have the more benefits and put my lifestyle as an exemplary amongst my children also, first of all, and my neighbors, my friend circle. They are very happy now. They ask me, what are you doing, Mr. Chopra? मैंने कहा भाई कुछ नहीं, I am smoothie. He said, what is this smoothie? The long stories are there. Whatever I am able to recollect, I have not made any preparation before talking to you, because mera to pehle you told me you are not audible. So I thought I would not be able to speak. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And you have inspired, and this talk of yours,
sir,
inspires so many people. You don't even know where all this talk is going to reach. They are going to hear, and that childlike look on your face and the spontaneous share of yours. Amazing. Thanks to you for following whatever we told to follow you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much, all my colleagues, also other doctors. So nice of you. Thank you very much, sir. I'm very happy today, sir. It's a very memorable day of my life, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you, sir. I'll come to Pune, sir. I'll come to Pune, sir.
Okay. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. So nice to, as you said, hear that kind of outpouring, really from everybody, from all the guests today. Thank you for coming on. One other thing that came to me as I was hearing all this, of course, freedom from diabetes, healing from chronic kidney disease. I'm also sure that because of this fundamental principle of moving from the gross to the subtle, of increasing the energy in the body, giving the body the nutrients it needs, taking out the toxic things, I'm sure you see all kinds of diseases actually improve. I'm sure arthritis, I'm sure depression, I'm sure anxiety, I'm sure other joint pain, I'm sure autoimmune conditions, right? You must be seeing this for sure.
We do. We do see improvement, sometimes complete, sometimes partial in psoriasis, eczema, lichen planus, which are skin conditions, arthritis at times, a lot of body aches and pains, frozen shoulders, shoulder going till here, going completely up. So yeah, we see all kinds of things. And believe me, I mean, the energy with which the radiation happens, it's difficult to not be touched by that. You know, if you look at Mr. Chopra's sharing, it's still there. It's not gone away. The presence of Prashant, which was quieter, Sumalatha, which was smiling, and Santosh was the most quiet, man of fewest words, in a way. Each one so different, but his face was and his eyes were full of emotions, you know. We feel so blessed. I mean, it's crazy what happens. And for me, the journey overall is of not only reversal, not only freedom, not only remission, which are important stages, but also of transformation. And there's something new I want to just share with you over here, which we haven't talked earlier, Anup, in the earlier interview. This whole game of fat and carbohydrates is a game of basically three elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. You increase them, your fat increases. You reduce them, the fat reduces, because both carbohydrates and fats are basically carbon, hydrogen, oxygen in different proportions. When you start making addition of nitrogen, some muscle building happens. You know, we've not got enough time to share, but if you let loose, they'll share. No? When the exercise capacity increases, I'm feeling young. I'm feeling young. You're feeling young, and you know the whole change in the hormonal structure, the testosterone levels, the growth hormone levels, the epidermal growth factors and other growth factors which are there in the body, them changing, the muscles and all of that changing, and the mind. When the mind starts becoming, you know, more hopeful, confident, and wise as to what to do when things go astray. Because the whole game is not a following strictly for life. You can't follow anything strictly for life. You'll do 2-3 months, 4-5 months. How do you really become wiser over a period of time? And there are so many more things. I mean, it's difficult at times, I find, to even encapsulate and capture all the changes that are going through. It's so challenging.
And to be frank, it's impossible to do it completely because we are such subtle organisms. And we can, you know, it's like an asymptote. We can get closer and closer and closer and closer. There's no endpoint to it. And I do think that what you are doing is the future of healthcare. You know, right now, you're kind of like a healthcare system unto yourself. But this is where all of healthcare is going because of the incorporation of all kinds of principles into one system. So, you know, thank you for being a leader. Thank you to all the guests. You know, the show is called Healing is Possible, and you're showing it. Healing from diabetes is possible. Healing from hypertension is possible. Healing from chronic kidney disease is possible. Healing from every other condition. I like to say that no matter what the condition is, it seems like there's somebody at least who has healed from it. And we should be highlighting those. So thank you to all of you. And I'll leave you with the last word. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say a couple of things. One is what Mr. Chopra was saying, a simple thing like cleansing processes, detoxification. There's a simple yogic process, Danta Mula Dhauti, roots of the teeth, Kapal Randra, upper palate, Jivva Mul, roots of the tongue, Karna Randra, nose, eyes, and very important, you do Mool Anguli Dhauti or Ganesh Dhauti as it's called, which is cleaning up inside the anus after you've done your bowel movement. And I was surprised that he talked about it. Nothing was planned. Like, okay, Santosh, you talk this, and Sumalatha, you talk this. Nothing was planned. It's met them for the first time face to face. So detoxification is one thing which I want to highlight as a parting message for everyone, that it can be done in many, many ways, and we need it. Sometimes do a lot of fruits, sometimes you do a lot of green juice fasting, sometimes you do just intermittent fasting and stopping the eating. But there are a lot of simple, subtle yogic processes. Even like, as I was saying, standing straight. Look, a large part of what you detoxify is through the lungs through the day. And if the posture is not correct, you're not going to feel the energy flow in the body. and the release of toxins and system. And kidney is a detoxifying system, skin is a detoxifying system, lungs are a detoxifying system. So anything and everything we can learn about each one of them, and we keep learning and keep adding things, simple actionables which are doable every day in a step-by-step format, and some of them become lifelong habits. So that's first message I want to tell everyone, that try and inculcate some simple things which give results, okay, which will be relevant for you.
Is there a quick link or something you can give me that I can post with this that show this cleaning practice, something like that?
I'll just, there's no external link right now that I've created for YouTube for these. But whatever I've said right now, maybe those who see the video may want to follow that and they might benefit. That is one part. Final thing, I think, while Aryan Chopraji was not coming on the camera and we talked of system and you picked up the word system, and as a closure message, I want to give a story on system. Okay. So the story is in mid-1800s. Maybe you're aware of it. It's of Claude Bernard and Louis Pasteur. It's a real story. Louis Pasteur, amazing brain, benefited mankind like crazy. The word is still there in every house, pasteurized milk. You take it to high temperature, low temperature, and you kill the bacteria. That comes from Louis Pasteur, pasteurized milk. So he was the one who came up with this wonderful theory called the germ theory. Like, germs are there, they enter the system, and you need to kill them. Okay. And the way you kill them is, starting was penicillin, and then we went on a drug tangent after that for last 150 plus years. Okay. It was an amazing contribution because all the typhoids and the cholera and the plagues of the world, and many, many of them, actually we could conquer. Okay. So the only thing that happened with that is, if you have an ill, I have a pill. That kind of, unconscious gravitation happened for mankind because of availability of potent pills which could take care of your infections. Salute to Louis Pasteur. Interestingly, a few years senior to him. Have you heard the story?
I think, are you talking about on his deathbed and the soil theory? Yes, but go ahead, tell the story.
Yeah. So few years earlier to him was Claude Bernard, and at the same time, he was trying to propose a different theory called a systems theory. And he came up with the name milieu interior, that your entire inner system is what you need to take care of and build that stronger so that you can take care of infections and etc., etc., etc. And they would give their publications and talks everywhere and all that. And then as the story goes towards the end, deathbed of Louis Pasteur happens, and students ask him at his deathbed, "So what is that you want to summarize? You're a wise man now. You're going to go off from this world. You've contributed to the earth in a manner that the earth has shifted because of your presence and your understanding and knowledge. What is that you want to tell us before you go away?" And whatever I've heard and read, and which gave me goose flesh when I read for the first time, and whenever I tell it, it gives me goose flesh, is Louis Pasteur said 4 sentences. 4 sentences. Bernard was right. I was wrong. The system is everything. The germ is nothing. Bernard was right. I was wrong. System is everything. Germ is nothing is my learning at the end of my life. And somehow this particular story had such a huge impact on me. Huge. I can't describe it to you. And something internally says, Pramod, you need to work on learning how the system functions.
Yeah.
And then educate and train. And that's how the whole thing has got built over the last 9-10 years. Recently, I got to share on experience sharing on reversal of last 10 years, in fact, because 2012, we started in a small way. It's very interesting to put in place what all has happened in 10 years. So the journey continues. And my request to all of you is keep finding ways in which you can strengthen the system.
It brings to mind so many things, but it's so true that we can use both. We can use what's called soil theory or systems theory, and we can use germ theory both. I think of how many antibiotics we give for what we call strep pharyngitis, strep throat, or otitis media, an ear infection. And the truth is that, if you swab someone's throat, there are many people without infection who will have streptococci. You'll find streptococci, but there's no infection. You swab somebody else and you'll find infection and also streptococci. So it's not necessarily the streptococci, it's not necessarily the bacterium that is causing the infection. So here's where systems theory and soil theory become important. And, how many, and of course, all the side effects of the antibiotics then, because you're killing the bacteria you want to kill, but you're killing a whole bunch of bacteria that you don't want to kill also, and the effects of that on the system. And so the way I see it is kind of, it's like a bar graph of 100%. And right now we're at something like 80% germ theory, 20% systems theory. Mm-hmm. And I think with our education, as system theory goes up, the necessity for germ theory, it's always going to be there, because sometimes the system is overwhelmed, so we use it. But speaking of wisdom, as you were saying, as we learn that as the systems theory gets higher and higher, we will need germ theory less and less. The knowledge we will need, but the application of germ theory, we will need less and less. And I don't think we'll ever get to 100. We'll get to 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97.5. And that's the goal. We're always learning. The stronger the system, the less dependent we are on any one part that has to be perfect.
Correct. So I think we need to thank the audience now, Dr. Anup, because they've been with us for almost an hour, and I'm sure they are going to take back the memories of the 4 warriors who are there. And believe me, there are hundreds of them out there who have been a part of our program and who not only reverse kidneys, but many things. So take inspiration from real life heroes, and whatever nuggets of wisdom or spontaneous words came from Dr. Anup or Dr. Pramod, may they stay and benefit all those who watch it right now and watch it later. Thank you, Anup, for instigating us to do this video, because we were not planning it. It was your request which made us search. So the moment your email came, I said, okay, come on, let's do a little search of people who want to come on the video. And then they did a lot of analysis happened, and then this video is happening. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to make this happen through us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. And good wishes to all 4 of you. Keep rocking.